Instructure hackers claim they stole data from nearly 9,000 schools. Nintendo is raising Switch 2 prices as the chip crisis bites. And Bumble will replace swiping right with something. It's Friday, May 8th, and here is a quick look at some of the news happening in and around tech this morning from Engadget. ShinyHunters, the extortion group that infiltrated cloud-based education tech provider Instructure, claims to have stolen data from more than 8,800 schools around the world. Instructure is mostly known for Canvas, its cloud-based management system used by educational institutions to host course websites and readings, grade assignments, and provide discussion boards, among other uses. The bad actors said they have stolen 280 million records from teachers, students, and staff members. They have shared record counts with Bleeping Computer, who said that ShinyHunters stole tens of thousands to several million pieces of data per institution. Bleeping Computer did not name the schools and institutions that were affected, but some students found out theirs were when they could not log into their Canvas accounts. TechCrunch says it has seen the defaced login portals of 3 schools, showing messages that the hackers will publish their stolen data on May 12th if Instructure does not negotiate a settlement. ShinyHunters told the publication that the defaced logins were made possible by a second, separate breach. The Harvard Crimson has reported that the university's students lost access to Canvas on May 7th and that the website redirected to a message from ShinyHunters. The message said that the group had breached Instructure again and advised affected schools to negotiate a settlement by May 12th if they do not want data stolen from their teachers and students to be leaked. University of California Irvine's campus newspaper also reported that its students started receiving pop-up notices with the same message from the hackers on Thursday. Instructure confirmed that it suffered a data breach a few days ago, admitting that the hackers stole names, email addresses, student ID numbers, and even messages exchanged between users. It said at the time that it found no evidence of passwords, dates of birth, government identifiers, or financial information being stolen. The company rolled out patches for the first incident and shut down Canvas for a few hours after the warning notices started showing up for students on Thursday. Nintendo is raising the price of its Switch 2 by $50. A new unit will cost you $500 now in the U.S., as the company faces higher memory costs and U.S. tariffs. That increase is less than the $150 that Sony's PS5 console has gone up over the last year, but Nintendo has a younger, more price-sensitive fan base, so that boost is likely to cut into sales. The company revealed that it shipped nearly 2.5 million Switch 2s this quarter, meaning it sold 19.86 million of the consoles in only 3 quarters over its last fiscal year. However, Nintendo is forecasting significantly lower sales of 16.5 million Switch 2s for the next full fiscal year. Many analysts were expecting a sales forecast for next year of 20-plus million Switch 2s, considering the success of the console's launch. The Japanese company may be tempering expectations a bit with its latest forecast, though, as it significantly underestimated sales last year. Nintendo still thinks its 16.5 million unit sales forecast represents a solid level of adoption for Switch 2 in its second year after launch. Software sales also went up this year. Overall, Nintendo's 2026 fiscal year revenue was up massively by 98.6% over last year. It expects that to drop nearly 11.4% next year, though it is forecasting a slight rise in operating profit due to boosted software sales. Its forecast included extra cost of about 100 billion yen due to rising component prices, particularly for memory and tariff measures. Bumble is letting go of swipes. According to an Axios report, rather than asking users to swipe right or left on a profile to confirm their interest or disinterest in a potential match, the dating app is replacing it with something else. Bumble CEO Whitney Wolfe Herd shared the change in an interview with the publication, along with the news that Bumble is removing one of its fundamental features entirely, an optional requirement that women message first in heterosexual matches. The details are a bit vague at this point on what will actually replace swipes, but based on recent announcements from Bumble, there is a good chance it will have something to do with artificial intelligence. In March, Bumble shared that it was testing an AI-powered dating assistant called Bee that was capable of interviewing new users and recommending matches. Bumble also imagines Bee could offer date recommendations or collect feedback from users to inform future matches. Whatever the company ultimately replaces swipes with, Axios says it will be available towards the end of the year, though only in select markets to start with. Swiping is the go-to interaction for Bumble's competitor Tinder, though it's not the only way that dating apps try to connect users. Hinge does not use swipes and instead lets users do things like enter a prompt or interact with a photo to start a conversation. Bumble originally differentiated itself by requiring women to message men first before a conversation could start. The company has since explored other ways for connections between matches to begin, but the classic Bumble approach has remained an option. Tinder, the most popular dating app in the U.S. according to a 2025 Statista survey, is already layering in AI features. The app can use AI to recommend profile pictures. Tinder is also reportedly testing a feature that will let AI analyze users' camera rolls to get to know them better, and ideally, make better matches. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Mariella Moon, Steve Dent, and Ian Carlos Campbell. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday morning with more tech news from Engadget.